Republican Representative Lauren Boebert sure thought that she had quite the zinger to attack an official at the Social Security Administration. Specifically, Orrin, goes by the name Hank, of McNelly, who is an executive counselor for the Social Security Administration. Now, Mr. McNelly showed up for a congressional hearing this week to talk about what's going wrong with Social Security. And when it was Boebert's turn to question him, she threw a lot of things at him, threw some numbers at him, and then Mr. McNelly had to actually explain to Lauren Boebert, when she became a little bit combative, how math works. And at that point, well, let's just say Boebert couldn't really follow along much longer. Here is the exchange. It's a little long, but trust me, totally worth it. So take a look at what happened to Boebert.
You all are allowing delinquent employees to sit on their sofas at home instead of actually getting to work and doing their jobs. This is absolutely unacceptable.
So our employees are working whether they are in the office or at home, and they are.
Are you monitoring the work that they are doing from home on a regular basis?
Yes, we are.
Every employee, do you have the numbers of the hours that are submitted? Are you counting how many times they're logging into their computers and responding to casework?
So our employees are subject to the same performance management processes and oversight they are whether they're teleworking or working in an office. And we have systems in place that our managers use to schedule, assign, and track workloads. And that includes individual employee workloads in many cases. So real-time understanding of what actions are being processed at any particular given time. Additionally, our employees are required to be accessible to their supervisors, clients, colleagues, and external parties during work hours via a variety of means, including instant messaging, video platforms, and telephone. They are connected to the workplace, whether they are in the office or at the home.
Then why is the backlogs for Social Security applicants increased from 41,000 to 107,000?
Because we've been historically underfunded for a number of years now.
I don't think you're underfunded. You're funded at the Nancy Pelosi levels. At the Democrat levels, we just continued that same funding.
So I would say
at pandemic level spending.
So I would say we have an increase of over 8 million beneficiaries over the last 10 years. At the same time, we experienced our lowest work staffing levels at the end of FY22. That's a math problem. I mean, that is a problem. If you have those workloads, increasing, and you don't have the staff to take care of those workloads, you're going to have the backlogs that you're talking about, Representative.
Well, I would love to see.
It's a math problem, as he says. Well, I don't think you're underfunded. Oh, well, then that settles it. Lauren Boebert doesn't think the Social Security Administration is underfunded. Therefore, I guess it's not, right? If Lauren Boebert thinks the funding level's cool, then yeah, let's take it from the failed restaurateur, right? Because you seem to know exactly how things work. He's right. McNelly is right. And Boebert, to her credit, is right about one thing. Like, we're funding it at the same level. Well, of course you are. But when you add people to the Social Security rolls, because that number keeps growing, but your staffing levels stay the same, you see where that becomes a problem, because you have the same amount of people handling more work. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people probably hear that and they're like, wait a minute, that sounds exactly like the company I work for. Right? There's more work coming in, but there's not more people coming in to do it. It falls on me. I don't get a raise for doing it. This kind of sucks. That's exactly what's happening in the Social Security Administration. Why? Because Republicans wanted to run the government like a business, and that clearly is not working. When the workload increases, you have to hire more people. But if your budget does not increase, you do not have the money to hire more people. There's only a finite amount of work these people can do in any given day. So yes, it's going to create a backlog. But Lauren, it's not because people are just sitting at home on their butts, on their couches, watching TV and eating bonbons. No, that's not what's happening. What's happening is that people like you in the Republican Party refuse to fund Social Security because y'all want it dead. Just like y'all don't want to fund the Securities Exchange Commission because, you want that dead. You don't want to fund any government agency because y'all hate the government. Which takes me back to a point I've made a million times. Why do we keep electing people to run the government who tell us how much they hate the government? Kind of seems like a stupid decision to me, But that's what happens when you vote for Republicans. They break the government, then tell you the government's broken. They just leave out the part where they tell you they are the ones who broke it. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.